Hello and welcome to Pop Snitch Pod. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Brandon.
And we are back. What a week in Bravo.
My word. And in Hulu and everywhere else, the people are really coming out of the woodwork to be messy this week.
Well, it's just been a crazy couple of weeks with the Taylor Frankie Paul of it all and all of the stuff leaking about ABC having known about all of that. Because like the video that leaked is not new. That's from before they even hired her.
Yeah, they use bits of the footage in the first episode of the show ever. It is the body cam footage.
Well, and it's crazy too because people are like, she's so crazy. It's what's wild to me is like obviously she's unwell, but also like we know that he purposely sabotages her every single time she's about to do something big, right? Apparently, yes. The reason that the cops were called, according to the police report, is because he had locked her in the garage with her children that he is not the father of inside that house. And so that's why she goes absolutely apeshit the minute she gets in there. And let me tell you something. If he locked me in a garage with my dog inside that house, I would set that place on fire. You want to talk about someone ending up in jail? It would be for murder. Like
the audacity of this man. Like, honestly, he's
like what she did
hideous,
is obviously awful, but we are really skimming over the Dakota of it all.
Well, I mean, even beyond that, there's still no acknowledgement of the fact that ABC, Hulu, and all of their affiliates all know about this. Like
they knew.
They do extensive background checks on every single person on the show, and they knew all of the background. They knew all of the police reporting. They knew all of this stuff. And honestly, I fear that this season was an absolute and complete dud that ends just like the last several seasons have, which people have complained about, which is like either someone doesn't get chosen or they're already broken up by the time that the show airs. It's the same exact thing that keeps happening. And so instead of airing that season and hearing all of that feedback once again, they're like, we've got to pivot, and this gives us the perfect opportunity to do so.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, apparently,
I mean, how else could it be, you know?
Yeah. They're talking about trying to do Mara Higgins from Traders, but she's already done like Love Island. And they were talking about trying to do it like live, which would kind of switch it up to more of a Love Island feel. But I don't think she's going to do it if she's already done Love Island and has already moved to like hosting things, doing Traders.
She is so far above.
I know.
Letting 30 nasty, ridiculous men.
And it's like, would those same men come back for her, or are they going to try to like recast everybody?
They'd have to recast, and there obviously probably be some people who come back, but I mean, and man, you want to talk about people who have a real case on their hands is all of these men.
Oh my God, I know.
They, these are people with businesses. These are people who, quit their jobs to go on the show because they think they can leverage the fame from the show in order to launch a business or to further their current business. But instead, these guys just lost 12 weeks for no reason.
Yeah.
And now,
crazy.
So they just got 8 to 12 weeks of their life and money and everything completely just deleted.
Yeah. Their opportunity for fame was like completely taken away. And I guess the people who make it to the very end, like the top 3 get $250,000, but everybody else who is banking on like potentially becoming an influencer, going on podcasts, whatever, like that's done.
I mean, even people who get voted off now, it's different than even when our friend Katie was on the show.
Yeah.
Like it is so different now. Like,
well, they can come back for Bachelor in Paradise. Like you're still in the family.
If you make one little splash on the first night, you can start a podcast. You can do what, you know what I mean? Like,
you can get brand deals.
And I'm telling you, like, you can sue based on potential revenue.
Yeah.
And so
I think they will.
No, they are.
And they should do class action. Like they need to come together and do it.
They're suing ABC. Like that's already news. Yeah.
Good.
But
I think that's
idea
great.
that they're going to replace her with even Miranda or
I don't think they're going to do that.
It's not. They're not going to do it.
They're trying to move away from all that.
I saw some stuff today, and I think it may be fake posts, but saying that that they're either announcing Miranda or something like that. Like they're desperately trying to salvage this season because there's a huge gap in their programming. It's an hour gap in their Monday programming. And then once it gets to the second part of the season, often it's a 2-hour gap in the programming.
Oh, God.
I mean, you want to talk about the death of cable.
Yeah. No, that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do, but like they dug their own grave. That was so stupid. I don't feel sorry for them at all. And I can't imagine being this dumb. They dug their head in the sand on purpose because they knew exactly what they were doing. They wanted clicks. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, did you see Jesse on Call Her Daddy?
No, I have that saved for today. I was going to listen while I'm working out.
God, it's so good.
We'll give like a quick summary.
Well, they talk a lot about Jordan and the divorce, and they talk about the fact, this is something that no one knew, that right before they start filming, I guess it would be season 2, maybe beginning of season 3, right before they filmed the season where the girls go to Vanderpump Villa, which actually happened between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
When they actually went there. Right before that, Jesse found out from a friend, and then after snooping, that Jordan had been seeing escorts.
Well, I did see that online. Yeah.
And so
that doesn't surprise me.
So I know, but the reason that she went into the Vanderpump Villa with this eye towards like Marciano and like possibly having like a little bit of a tryst was because of what she already knew about her. And he tried to be like, I'm a faithful man. Blah, blah, blah. Like, no, he had been with prostitutes. Mm-hmm. Or escorts. I mean, what? I don't know.
She said that he had paid for like them. I'm just saying orgy parties too.
Well, yeah, like had been a part of. I mean, unsanctioned.
It's fine, but you can't do that and demand a traditional marriage and then be like, however, I would like for you to make all the money. Thank you so much. I'm going to live in the house that you paid for.
Yes, and if you kiss a guy twice, I'm going to threaten divorce and threaten to take your children away.
Use it as blackmail. Like, my brother in Christ, no, you're not. I will throw you out in the street and laugh at you.
My brother in Moroni, I think not.
No, try again. She's so much nicer than I would be. I'm just glad that I was born with too much confidence. God bless me for that because ain't no way that a man with a head shaped like that would get in my head. I would be like, I'm about to drop kick you into another state. I'm embarrassed to know you.
Jessie went from my least favorite Mormon housewife to my number one. Like now I ride for Jessie. Oh yeah, 100%. And I think seeing a show with her on it, I would watch that. But I'm more interested in her because of like the complications of her life and like what she'll be going through now. I'm far more interested in her than even, I mean, I love Whitney, but I'm not really interested in what's going on with Whitney.
Well,
now.
Whitney doesn't have a lot of conflict right now. You know, I'm happy for
Whitney fly.
Yeah.
Yes. Let Whitney fly. Let her do her thing.
Yeah.
But I like Jessie. She's going to have to start a new life.
Yeah.
And that I appreciate.
Yeah. No, that is a good point.
But yeah, like I'm more interested in what Jessie's got going on, and like honestly, there's plenty to talk about now. But I think it's for those of us who follow online, like what is there to watch?
Yeah, I mean, I don't need a show.
Yeah, I'm just
going to follow her.
Page 6 just needs to keep following them, and we'll be fine.
I mean, I think the show is honestly ruining their lives. So in many ways, part of me is like, pick up the cameras. And then the other part is like, thank God there are no cameras because their nervous systems must be out of control, like so unregulated, and all of them are completely melting down. So for their sakes, I'm glad that it's not working out.
And also just another freaking reason to hate Nick Viall with
that
where he's trying to say
fucker is trying to Homer Simpson back into the bushes, and we won't let him. We know what he did.
You have a podcast. You speak into a mic for a living. Like, all they had to do is pull the footage back up where he's like, I did this. This was straight from me.
This was my, you dumbass. Like, I hate him.
And what we're talking about, for those of you who may not pick up on it, it's like we talked about how Nick Viall is responsible for this Bachelorette season because he is the one who sold this idea to Hulu when he was doing the after show or whatever, like the reunion episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And he was all big on, you should let it be Taylor Frankie Paul. They're talking about it on the Viall files. Oh, it should be Taylor Frankie Paul.
He was mad that they didn't explicitly give him credit.
Thank him.
Yeah.
And he's like, so now you owe me a debt of gratitude, Hulu and ABC. And then this week on his show had the audacity to, I have no idea why anybody would have thought Taylor was a good idea for the Bachelorette. Excuse me. Well, let's roll back the tape.
Yeah.
Page 6. We're going to roll back the tape.
Was flummoxed, flabbergasted, absolutely astounded. And I'm like, oh, okay. Some people really are gaslighters, and he is one of them. Every take he has is wrong. He is so unbelievably insecure. He couldn't just say like, whoopsie.
Yeah.
Wasn't my best one.
Well, when we have a chance, I want to take a weekend and I want to watch Law of Attraction because I hear that it is absolutely unhinged and it will just give us an opportunity. I think you mean
Age of Attraction.
Age of Attraction, sorry. Age of Attraction. And I think it's just going to be an opportunity to just absolutely eviscerate him. I don't want to do multiple episodes on it, but I could do like a 1 episode arc of Age of Attraction.
Having to literally watch him do anything on TV and listening to his like marble mouthed responses makes me want to vomit.
Bad. She may be worse.
She is awful. She's awful.
Natalie Joy, is that her name?
Yeah. I mean, them together, I have no words. There are no words.
It is a match made in hell.
Which is where they're going. If there's a hell,
is a match.
They are on a one-way ticket there.
Of hell.
It is absolutely nutty how like psychotic they are. The way that they think about things is so crazy.
And then the question is like, are they doing it on purpose, or is this all calculated, or is this just like insanity?
You know, I don't know. I can't tell if they've just become, because you like become your content, right? Like whatever you're watching. And I think both of them have become more MAGA coded. And so I assume that's the content that they're getting. And I can't tell if we are just receiving that from them because of that, or if they really are rage baiting to get more views. I don't know. I mean, they're a huge podcast. Like they're doing something right, but they're awful. And everything that I see online is people hating them. And I'm like, then why is everybody listening to them? Just stop listening to them. So, yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't agree more.
Okay, well, let's get into Summer House because Andy primed us on Monday and said that this was going to be Kyle Cooke's worst episode. What did you think about it?
Here's the thing. What happened outside. So essentially they've had this big night out for Kyle. It's the day before Kyle's birthday. They've had this big night out. Everybody comes back to the house and they're partying. They're all in the DJ room. Everybody's having a good time. All the boys are together. Amanda's in there a little bit. But then the party kind of slowly moves outside to the first to the hot tub and then to like right outside the kitchen door. And it's all the guys and essentially Amanda at this point. And they're just joking around and, you know, cutting up and whatnot. And Kyle is still inside messing with his DJ garbage. A thing that has to be annoying. Like, has to be annoying. Like, it's fun to play some loud music for a minute.
Explicitly said that she doesn't like. So why is she going to be in there with you?
It's like, and the thing is like everybody likes a little loud music for a few minutes and like party hardy. And it's like, okay, we want to talk now. Let's get away from this music. Right. And so that he drove them outside.
Precisely.
And then gets upset that no one is talking to him. And he goes outside. He's drunk. I mean, which is also like a part of it. And he just has in his mind, it's a set thing in his mind now that Amanda is just trying to embarrass him. I think that's another level of this, is that she thinks that she's bent on not only like disrespecting him, but embarrassing him in front of everyone. And so anything she says, he immediately takes it as like a slight. And so she basically is like, oh, okay. And he's basically like, you're not supporting me. You, and just like goes inside, which I think people have seen that happen before, right? So it's not that big of a thing. But even Wes is like, I'm gonna have to go talk to him about this or whatever. And the truth of the matter is, it's still weak sauce. Everybody talking about like West is so great, you know, he confronted Kyle, and I'm like, I don't know, like I think Wes did fine, but it like that would be the standard bearer. I would be like, Kyle, you are being ridiculous. You're mistreating us. You're mistreating your wife. And honestly, if you ever talk to a woman like that in front of me again, I'm going to smack the taste out of your mouth. Mm-hmm. And then the fact that, thank God, I mean, even Wes said on Watch What Happens, like if he had heard what Kyle actually said and called her a stupid that it probably would have gone down differently. And let me tell you, it definitely would have gone down differently if I was there.
Yeah.
Because I don't care if he's a mixed martial artist and break my neck. Yeah. There would be an attempt.
You gonna make him try to break it.
There's gonna be an attempt.
I was really annoyed by Ben's muted reaction. And like, look, they were all drunk. I get that. But Ben being like, well, I know he's really stressed out about Loverboy. And I know that Amanda sometimes tries to press him. And I'm like, she's literally just sitting there. She is out. He has begged her to be out. It's his birthday weekend. She stayed out at the club with them. She's staying out with everybody. And he's mad that she's not following him around like a little puppy dog and that she's hanging out with people her age. And I really think that that's like the more like the psychology of it is that he's seeing guys in the house now who actually have some swag and he just doesn't have any. And he's turned into this whiny little boy who cries about everything and then is like, why don't you want to be around me? And it's like, she doesn't like that energy. And also, you can't come in and say you never hang out with me when you're gone every weekend and you work all day long and you don't talk to her. And then on the weekends, you want her to exclusively spend her energy with you. How does that work? That is not reciprocal.
Well, and there's another thing about this that is just so screwed up, right? Is that normally when like couples are having these kinds of fights and they're trying to repair what's going on, whether it be like an intimacy issue or whether it be something with the relationship in general, something they want to change, there's like active moves from both parties to try and like adjust things. Are they in therapy together? Are they making choices that to like change? Well, Kyle's just running headstrong into the very things that Amanda has told him not to do and that she doesn't want. And she's like, if you want a family, if you want to settle down, like I'm ready for that. But if you're not, I'm going to sit around. I'm going to smoke weed at night. I'm going to chill. I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to hang out with my friends. And I think like neither one of them knows what to do. They're trapped because Kyle doesn't want to stop what he's doing. Right. And Amanda's like, I can't move forward in my life at all. I'm like beholden to this child, this man-child. And and the wrong part about her is that she doesn't know how to, and it's really not her fault, but she has no idea how to move her life forward, to make choices to move her life forward.
Well, the saddest, I think what's bad about this particular encounter, what makes him look the worst is twofold. One, the fact that he takes absolutely no accountability. The whole time he's like, well, Amanda's made me feel bad. Amanda's not talking to me. Amanda this, Amanda that. Sir, you just yelled F you to your wife in front of everyone for literally no reason. You just walk out into a group and scream that at her. That's crazy.
No reason at all. Like
literally, she's just sitting there.
It'd be different if they were in some huge, I feel like if they had been in some huge fight and back and forth. Well, and that's what Wes said. Wes was like, she literally, unprovoked, she was just sitting there. He walks out and again, unprovoked, just screams that at her and tells Wes, she gave me you eyes. And Wes is like, no, she did not. Well, that's what he told Ben, too. He was like, well, yeah, I've seen Amanda give it back, but that's not what happened here. No. Like, you know, and I think that's why Wes got really activated or like trying to figure out how to get involved because he's like, oh, wait, like I've always seen them go at each other and like have these tiffs and her kind of goad him a little bit. I think he thought it was more back and forth. And then when Amanda and Wes are in the bathroom and Amanda says, oh, she's crying. And she's like, oh, this actually isn't even that big of a deal. I'd rather not talk about it. This isn't even, wait a second, this isn't even the worst of it. And then she tells him, I actually thought I could never do better. And now I'm stuck. And I've been dealing with this for 10 years. And I think that's what broke Wes. Yeah, I think that's a gigantic part of it. And I also think that Amanda in this situation, she's just utterly and completely trapped because he's put everything in their life in neutral. like with his decisions about the business, with his decisions
he's
about the
made awful
DJing.
business decisions.
Yeah, he's just put everything in their life moving forward in neutral. And like, how do you, if your partner's doing that, like, how do you come back from that? How do you exercise any agency? You can't.
Well, and when you're living in a house, especially when you've lived with these people for years and years and years, and everyone's always kind of been like, that's just Kyle and Amanda. When every single person in that house says, I'm actually worried about Amanda. I actually think she needs to get away from him. When everybody is saying that, no one is taking Kyle's side. I think that is something to pay attention to. Not one person said, I think Kyle needs to be looked at here. They were all worried about her.
No, of course. And I think there's a part of this, and I think it was kind of exposed through all of these actions of everybody in the house in this moment, is that Amanda and Kyle, what they bring to the show of their relationship is the back and forth, right? The Amanda goading him a little bit, him getting upset, them having a blow up, them getting back together. And that's like their character arc that they have created. And I think part of that is subconscious and some of that's conscious. But now we're starting to see that is the curated part.
Right.
The non-curated part is Kyle berating Amanda, telling her that she's useless, calling her an effing B, verbally abusive. And I fear, and I love Kyle, so I fear, though, that's what it's like at home when the cameras aren't around.
Like, there are cameras there, and that is what he feels comfortable saying to his wife in front of other men.
And so the shutdownness that I saw from her,
she just
shows me that's normal.
Well, and she said,
completely
"This is tame. This is nothing. Don't do this."
Scared me.
I know, it scared me too. She said, this is tame. I don't even want to make a big deal out of it. It's his birthday tomorrow. I just want to get through the party. And then the next day she goes into full party mode. She completely disassociates from it. She's out there trying to plan everything. And everybody else is in a corner going like, what are we going to do about this? That was crazy.
Yeah. It's giving don't upset daddy.
Yes. And to her, she's like, oh no, like this is my day today. And I really think it was the first time that all of them realized, like, she is dealing with much more than they thought.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, honestly, like, as somebody who likes Kyle and is a Kyle fan, and somebody who, wants to see them both succeed, I just, like, last night was maybe the hardest episode to watch, period. Or Tuesday night.
Yeah. I mean, it's not because Kyle's actions were any different than in the past. It's because you saw her reaction, I think. That she didn't give it back to him. She shut down. She said, this is nothing. And then we're seeing her like sob to sleep. She's crying to Wes that she thought she could never do any better. Like, you're starting to understand why she's so checked out. And I also
West is us.
Yeah.
West is seeing this for the first time in the same way that we're seeing it. So we're having the same thoughts and reactions that he has.
What did you think about West comparing Kyle to like the Wolf of Wall Street being, I feel like he knows something we don't know when he's like, you only buy a woman or your wife a really expensive gift when you did something really
Oh, he went
hard in that confessional. And I'm like, what did Kyle do that we don't know about? That Wes knows about.
And the thing is like, it could be as simple as what we're seeing now, or it could be something bigger. Like he is mistreating Amanda at this point. Like, he is abusing. He's being emotionally and verbally abusive.
He has been emotionally and verbally abusive to her for years. And
it's the control mechanism of an older man with a younger woman, even from the very beginning.
Yes.
Like, I know business. You don't know business. You're just a graphic designer.
Right. Making her quit her other job, telling her that, all your value telling her she's lazy, telling her she's this and that, when really he doesn't have an off switch. And she was depressed and she had all these hormonal issues. And like, he took none of that into account.
Well, and how much of that is stress induced? And
the hormonal stuff was hormones, because she took all those tests and they figured out that her estrogen was like wildly low.
Okay. Yeah. But
that's why she lost all that weight.
And none of that, but also stress doesn't help with any of those same things she was dealing with.
No, and she has to be under some amount of stress with him constantly talking. I mean, he's on the hook for like $4 million or whatever he initially put in for that loan. He's put in another $500,000 from his stuff. You know that's stressful for her. That's probably why she doesn't want to talk to him about it. And he's like, now I have to DJ. I couldn't possibly do a different job to make money. I have to DJ.
Or start a business that actually works.
Or sell this business. Like, it is like, and it frustrates me that he won't just admit that like he made bad business decisions and like try to go ahead and sell it and just pay off his debt. He just is gonna keep going until he runs it into the ground completely. But I don't know. I'll be interested to see. I feel like the season has been really good. I did feel like West was really weird on Watch What Happens.
Oh, yeah. I mean, something's cagey. Something like there's something that West can't talk about that is going to be revealed in the coming episodes, I think.
Mm-hmm. He was,
and there
really
obviously
weird.
Are more fights and stuff. I mean,
he was weird around the Amanda stuff. Like, I don't think he and Amanda hooked up. But his response to it was very weird. When Andy was like, there are all these rumors about you and Amanda. All he had to say was like, that's not true. But he was like, Amanda's my friend and I respect her. And
that's like, my what? Girl. And like, I care about her. I care about this person. And
yeah,
I don't know.
I was like,
really
what
strange.
Is this answer? Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. I think it's
like,
very
are
weird.
You having an affair? I mean, well, I love this person. I really like being around them. They're my girl, whatever.
You're like, what?
What?
Is there a no? Sure.
Excuse, okay, wait.
Excuse? I did love his outfit for the episode. I love that he's embraced the Robin Williams of it all. That people have been saying that he looks like a young Robin for forever. And that I like West a lot. I like that he's funny. I like that he rides with the jokes. I like that he stands up for what he believes in. He's one of the few men on Bravo who will stand on business. And when he's wrong, we'll be like, whoops, He's not perfect, obviously, but I do appreciate him trying, whereas the other guys just get all salty and defensive and, and he doesn't do that. And so, I don't know. I like him a lot, but I did think he was cagey, which I'm like, what is that? Why are you doing that? So I hope to God that is not happening. I don't think it is, but like, I really hope it's not.
You mean you're worried that something happens between him and Amanda? I mean, it definitely doesn't happen during the summer.
Not on the season. So
I mean, I don't think it happens after. It would have to happen after in the city too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to, do you want to talk about Southern Charm or Southern Hospitality?
We can talk about Southern Charm pretty quickly because it was a big old fat dead.
It really was. Like, what in the world? It was only a 2-part reunion, and basically the reunion was Craig's an nobody's friends with him. He had a magician spray him with empath spray so he can't possibly be a narcissist. He told everyone that Sally love bombed him, which is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, the second episode was completely useless.
I learned nothing from that. I mean, the Vanita of it all was Sally. The only thing that was interesting to me is that Vanita won't take pictures with Sally. And I wonder if some of that is the Sally being MAGA of it all, like, and people getting in Vanita's DMs about that. Because Sally's, yeah. And so I don't know, but I don't know. All of it was boring. I felt bad for Sally last week with slut shaming. I felt like the entire cast kind of like piled onto her. And she's just trying to have fun.
It's that Southern crap. She needs to move to New York and join Summer House.
Honestly, she needs to leave Charleston. Those guys are never going to appreciate her.
No, they're toxic.
Austin's never going to want to be with her. It's too easy. She's just too available. You have to play the game a little.
And they also have this idea of what like a wife is supposed to be like versus the girls that they want to have sex with.
Exactly.
And she is a girl that is sexy to them and they want to be around and they like the attention. But they have this like very Southern ideal that they're looking for. This, I mean, honestly, impossible to find woman who wants to worship them, but also be successful and also want to bear their children and also keep their home for them. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
And the fact she
crazy.
can't see that is even more frustrating to me.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting too, watching all three of these shows. Like, you see these really great conversations on Summer House and Southern Hospitality about race, and being able to have these groups of Black friends talk to their white friends about microaggressions and about how they're experiencing Bravo as Black and brown people. And then you get to Southern Charm and you're like, dear God. And it's where I have a lot of empathy for Vanita, even when she annoys me, because I'm like, I don't know how she does it with these people. Craig is such an asshole to her, and I can't, even Madison like goads her a little. I can't imagine dealing with these people down there. And so,
well, it just shows many reasons why I can never move back down there.
Hell no.
It's just people just are not like, and I'm not saying you have to be open-minded to everything, but there's just no open-mindedness to difference, or to living your life in a different way, or to not fitting some sort of like mold that the people around there kind of get into their heads. And it's a constantly shifting line too. It's not like it's like defined what they're looking for from you. Mm-hmm. It's constantly moving. The goal line is constantly
Well, for women
moving.
It is. For men it's not.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, that's
no,
true.
If you find me down there, know that I've been kidnapped or had a lobotomy. Like, if I live down there, those are the two things that have happened. Or I've fallen upon such hard times that you need to start a GoFundMe and help me. Okay, let's talk about Southern Hospitality then. What are your thoughts there?
So this past week's episode, oh, wow. Yeah. So this is the Grace Lilly episode where we learn about her addiction and how she's been like using ketamine and stuff, which originally, this is kind of interesting, was originally prescribed for like her depression, anxiety, and all of that. And then she started abusing it. And
well, one thing about the South, they gonna prescribe something real quick that they don't care if you get addicted to. We've learned that.
And I think what was interesting about that is like, I was afraid that they were not going to address it. And she ended up being honest about what's going on. And I think that is a good thing for her. And I think it's a good thing for the show to kind of address, because like for all, you know, to the outside looker on, you see Grace Lilly and she's a fun person. She goes out and parties. She has these jobs. She's a social media influencer, but there is a dark side to some of that. And I think like people seeing what that looks like is important when you're trying to make a reality show.
Well, and it helps clarify like what's happening between her and Maddie, and why she snaps at Maddie specifically. And like what she said to her about Joe was crazy with TJ there. And Maddie was like, okay, so she's coming for me. And Maddie could have outed her right there, and she just kind of sat there and took it. And later was like, I am trying so hard to help her with her sobriety. Like, I don't know how much more I can take with mine, trying to hold on to this. Like, I really empathized with her in that moment.
And thank God she has her stuff together and has been through this for Grace's sake and for her sake. Because like it could have just turned real bad.
She's going through like a lot of mental health issues right now because of what she's dealt with her friends. So she's like, I'm going to have to disengage here. So I think that's why Grace Lilly was like, okay, I can't rely on Maddie for this. I need to actually go do something about that. I think that's why like later when we know she gets like pulled over and put in jail and all of that, it's so sad, like understanding that she was already super aware that this was becoming a problem.
No, I completely agree. And I also think that, you know, I don't want to make out reality TV to be something that it's not, but I think showing this kind of stuff, and that people, even on these shows, or people that, you know, many people who watch these shows elevate these people to some, you know, form of like looking up to them or whatever. And like seeing that like they're just real people that deal with the same kind of stuff that your family's dealing with. And I definitely think like a Southern show where, I get the sense that a lot of people who watch Southern Charm and Southern Hospitality are Southern, or the guy come from those conservative backgrounds, right? And I'm like, to see that people that you think might not be dealing with like these kinds of like drug addiction or substance abuse issues or whatever, I think it's really important, especially when we have opioid crisis in this country, when we have all these other things, for some of these things to be shown on these shows. And I think they did it in not classy is not the word, but like in an appropriate way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I think it was vulnerable for her, and I was proud of her for talking about it in a way that felt right for her and felt comfortable for her and didn't feel exploitative. But it helped me understand Maddie's headspace so much too in this moment. And then I felt bad for Joe because he's trying to support Maddie, and then he's seeing Brad, who's a little younger than him, and he's feeling like Brad's more successful and
oh boy,
all of this, and Joe's turning 30 and feeling lost. And it's normal to have a big birthday and feel lost. And so you're just seeing all of these like young people kind of spiraling.
And he's put his life on hold for his girlfriend. And that's a decision that one can make, but there are repercussions for it.
Yeah, and everyone told him not to, including her.
Yeah, so. And so I think that he thought that it would lead to more fame than it has.
Yeah.
I think he thought, oh, well, I'll be able to leverage this somehow. But he's not Brad. He's not an entrepreneur in the same way that Brad's like, you know what? It's like, this is a business I already had and I'm going to grow it. Yeah. Like, he doesn't. He works at Republic. Yeah. And if Leva's not giving him more opportunities, he doesn't have more opportunities.
He doesn't really
which is
have
crazy
ideas.
That he's just not been showing up to work. And he's been basically just disappearing on these trips with Maddie. I mean, it's this season for him is just baffling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I felt bad for Brad, and I understood what he was saying with Lake. I feel like Lake has become a very interesting character this season. Her being good friends with Emmy is fascinating to me, and I'm glad they gave the backstory. I forgot about the like making out with Brad and the back and forth and then being friend zoned. I forgot how that must have felt, because like breaking up with someone that you've been with for a long time is hard, but it's not anything as crushing as like getting friend zoned or losing a situationship or anything like that. So I think she felt some type of way about that. And then in this moment, when everybody's like ganging up on Emmy, she felt sorry for her friend. She agreed with Michols that it was a microaggression, but then she went out to like be with her friend. So when Brad tells Michols, like, I was hoping that Lake was going to like speak up, Lake gets really defensive. And I get it, because she's like, I stand up for my people. I have done this day in and day out, and I can't believe you're acting like I don't. But she has aligned herself with a woman who cannot articulate what a microaggression is. Yeah, I mean, and Lake has a lot of feelings about coming from a prominent family and then being treated as if she doesn't know her own history. And I found it interesting that she kept talking about that. And I wanted to be like, I believe you. You don't have to prove it, but have that conversation with Emmy.
Two things can also be true. You could have messed up in this one instance with Brad and Michols, and you can know your history and be an activist and have all of this, these credentials. I agree
with her. I don't think that she messed up. She did agree with him.
No, but, I 100%.
But I also think that Emmy is a manipulator and a liar. And she turned on those waterworks. Like, she did that, ran outside, and so Lake followed her out there. And I want to be like,
white women have been doing that forever. That's the whole point. That's what these guys are trying to say.
White tears. I know.
It's like, and honestly, like,
the minute that we are approached with any microaggression we've done, tears. And listen, I've done it too. I'm not proud of it. But when one of my friends has said, like, you said this or you did this, and I'm like, I did not mean that, I immediately have to stop centering myself and be like, I got it. Okay. But that is the immediate reaction from so many white people, specifically white women. We are the worst abusers of this.
And it had to shut Brad down because, like, what's he going to do? Get louder?
Well, he can't because that's her specific microaggression that she's afraid of him. So what's he supposed to do?
Right. So it's like he has to go out there and apologize. Like he doesn't apologize to her, but he has to take this like very reserved
sit down.
And
okay,
very
Emmy. Yeah. I mean, he has to overly be calm because God forbid he raise his voice at all. And I'm so glad that he used the word to. Thank God for that adverb, because had he not, she would really try to pretend like he just sent that out of nowhere. You're dead to me too.
Yeah.
Because he heard her talking about him and laughing about him in that room. And had he not said that, she would have tried to play in his face. So I am so grateful that the text messages read the way that they did, because she could not do that. And then she tries to act like he's going to come beat her door down with her boyfriend in there. Emmy, get serious. Brad was mad at you and told you that you were dead to him after you said he was dead to you. And you're scared? Grow up. That is racist. That's nuts.
Yeah, it really is.
And she's like, really and Brad's trying to act like I'm a racist. You were. What you did was racist. I don't know if you are, but what you did, that was racist.
And the producers are playing in her face with these edits too.
As they should. As they should.
Very nice.
Because she is unhinged. What I appreciate about Emmy is that clocks in. She clocks in.
She does. She comes for work.
And she acts bananas. But what she did was racist. There's no way around it. All she has to say is, that was unintentional. That's not what I mean. What I did was racist, and I did not mean it that way, and I apologize. It was a microaggression, and I apologize. I recognize this. But instead, Brad's trying to make me look racist. I have to apologize so he doesn't ruin my life. You care more about him ruining your life by calling you a racist than you do about the fact that you hurt your friend by being racist. Like, that is the problem.
No, 100%.
Anyway, yeah. So I thought it was a really good conversation also that Lake and Brad had, because Lake's like, basically like, I don't like you, but I'll talk to Emmy because we can be on the same page about this. And like, she does need to hear it. And Brad's like, nah, I got it. And I'm like, oh Lord, that is going to go poorly. I also loved Justin. I thought he was so funny. I think it's cute that he's dating Charlie now, because he was like, and I don't know if Emmy's racist, but I do think she does not know what a microaggression is.
Well, and then they proved it.
Yeah. And so
Somebody wrote that down during his thing, like, ask Emmy if she knows what microaggression is.
Yeah. And like, she really tried. Like saying women can't drive. I'm like, you're close. I guess women are sort of historically marginalized, but not in the same way that Black people are. Like, she thinks that it's only towards people you don't know. I'm like, no, you can do like a subtle, unintentional thing that communicates something derogatory towards someone you do know. Yeah,
I mean, and it's like, it's all about. It's not about intent. It's about effect.
Right.
Like,
and
I think that's why it's micro. It's not. Right. It's not full aggression. It's
yeah, and it's just about being aware.
About perception.
Like, once you do it, okay. Thank you for letting me know. I'm so sorry. That was not my intent. I'm sorry that it hurt you. It won't happen again. Like, you've learned. And instead, she's making it so much worse.
It's so much worse. Just say, I'm sorry. Like, hey, like.
Well, she can't. She and her boyfriend are also MAGA. Like,
when people just say, it's so much better. Just no matter if you feel like you did anything wrong or not. I mean, this just goes with friendship, with marriage, everything. To just say, like, hey, if that is how you perceived it, I'm so sorry. I will not do it again.
God forbid we apologize.
And I'm sorry that I was ignorant in this moment.
Yeah. Like, it's okay to learn something, It's okay to be like, oh my God, I had no idea. Thank you so much for telling me. There are so many things that people don't know. I
said that, and or even being like, I said it, and then once I was explained to me what that could mean, I immediately was like, oh my gosh, that is not what I meant, blah, blah, blah. But she even kept kind of doubling down on it. She'd be like, well, that's not what I meant. And then she'd be like, I was scared.
He was.
You were so scared.
Shut up. You were the one who played in his face, who was lying about him screaming through the wall. Nope. Your little boyfriend hiding in your hotel room. I don't want to hear it.
He's hiding now.
Of course
he's around. They keep referencing him, but he's nowhere to be found. There's nowhere to be seen.
Just a little bitch. Yeah.
All right.
I think more men need to be called. I think that's important.
They would love it.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. I mean, men crazy about being called.
It's funny. When I do it, they don't respond well.
Yeah. Just keep trying it.
I keep saying, oh, here's a little boy. And they don't love it. I don't get it. I don't know if it's a delivery thing. I don't know if it's the word itself. I'll keep workshopping. All right. Well, that's all I got. I'm starting to sweat in this cashmere.
Yeah, I'm sweating too. Well,
all right, you ready?
We love you all.
Yep.
And go to popstitch.com and subscribe and do all the things.
Yep.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.